Hey, it's Rachel, and I want to give you some thoughts about what to do when your child is in the middle of a meltdown so that you can stay calm. And I have to say that this is one of the areas where most of us as parents, including myself, have a really tough time. Because it's interesting, when our kids melt down, it's like we can't handle it. We either get really angry, or we want to put an end to it immediately, or we avoid situations where we know they're going to get upset. So, for example, if you say to your child, no, you can't go to your friend's house, and they melt down, usually what happens is because they're melting down, we get angry. We say, why are you getting so upset? You knew you weren't going to be able to go to your friend's house if you didn't do your homework. Or we just try to put an end to their feelings immediately. We say, stop getting so upset. You shouldn't be acting like that. We try to put an end to it because we are uncomfortable with how they're feeling. And many of us even try to avoid their big feelings. I remember a long time ago when I first started working with parents, a mom said to me, my daughter doesn't let me brush her hair. And I knew that her daughter was 3 years old, so I was thinking, how does your 3-year-old manage to not let you brush her hair? So I said, well, what's going on? And the mom said, well, anytime I try to brush her hair, she gets upset. And I just sat waiting for a moment because I was thinking, well, is it just because she's upset that you can't brush her hair? Why is her upset controlling what you do? My question is, why are we so afraid of our kids' emotions? And I'm really asking that question curiously instead of judgmentally. You know, a little while back, I was meeting with a dad, and he said to me, Rachel, I like your strategies. I've been using them and they work, but I have to say that I really think our parents parented much differently than we did. And I actually completely agree. And one of the things I think our parents had that we don't is our parents didn't care as much about our emotions. If they set a boundary and we got upset, they thought, oh, okay, my child's upset, no big deal. They still set a boundary. We have to be understanding that when our kids are told no, they're going to get upset. And it seems like we are overly invested in that upset, whereas our parents really understood that that was what's going to happen and they moved on. So it's really important that we understand our kids are going to get upset, and we need to be the ones to stay calm, because the calmer we are, the more quickly they're going to actually get through their meltdown or their tantrum. So we need to think, yes, I just told my child something that upset them. They're going to be upset. Now, I will tell you that what helps me get through this in the moment, I'm going to give you a tip here. It helps me to know exactly how meltdowns or other big emotions work. I will tell you that the way emotions work is they sort of follow the shape of a rainbow or a bell-shaped curve. They start out small, and meltdowns, as you know, get bigger and bigger. They reach a peak, and eventually, though, they come down. And think about what happens when your child is actually done with the meltdown. Interestingly, their behavior either goes back to sort of normal, or they even actually act better than they did before the meltdown. Once they've gotten all those feelings out, that frustration, that disappointment, they can actually listen better to our boundaries. They often become more cooperative and even more loving. So when your child is in the middle of a meltdown, just remember, yeah, they're going to be upset because they didn't get their way. That's okay. And their emotions are going to get a little bit bigger, 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 but eventually they're going to come down. There is light at the end of a tunnel. So I hope that gives you some thoughts about how to handle it and stay calm when your child is in the middle of the meltdown. Become comfortable with their emotions, and things will go much more smoothly. And interestingly, you'll feel a little bit more in control when their emotions don't control you. So I hope that gives you a little bit of food for thought. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me at rachel@rachel-bailey.com. I'll see you next time.